Hello, hello. My name is Austin Garber. I'm the owner of Foundation Fit. I love working out, obviously. That's why I have this gym. My passions are being active. I love being active and figuring stuff out. Puzzles. I'm a big puzzle guy. I like going fast. I like jet boats. I'm building a jet boat right now. I think I can go two ways on that. My biggest thing always since growing up is I want to retire my mom. That's still the goal. So I used football as an outlet to achieve that goal. Obviously, it didn't happen, so now we're here. So I think that was a big driving force. And I think another driving force, I think about it all the time now that I'm older, was I think at the deepest, most people want to feel wanted. And that was kind of my place where I felt good. I was never the smartest. I sucked at school. Maybe because I didn't try that hard and I just hated school with a passion. But like football was kind of like my jam. It's what I was known for. It's what I did. It's what I did really good at. So I always felt really good to feel wanted and to be really good at stuff. I feel like being good at stuff just makes you feel good about yourself. So I think that was a real maybe push or pull, probably insecurity for sure, to feel good and feel wanted at stuff. So I started playing football when I was 6. So super young age, I kind of knew that was what I wanted to do. Again, I was pretty athletic, but football was my jam. I enjoyed it the most. I think my senior year, I was kind of fed up with it. I was super fed up with people not trying. Like on team sports, there's always people that don't try. A lot of big drinkers in my high school, and a lot of drinkers and people just didn't try. And I was fed up with trying super hard and not winning the championship or stuff like that. I think I was kind of fed up with playing team sports. I really enjoyed track a lot, and I really enjoyed being a business owner because it's on me. I don't have to rely on anybody else. I think my mom instilled that in me from a very young age, not to rely on anybody. So when I had to rely on other people in sports and they didn't try or they wasn't to the level that I was, it's super frustrating. So I kind of got fed up with it. I really enjoyed working out in the beginning, and I think it came from, hey, I was pretty good at working out. Might as well kind of help people. Then it got longer. The more I did it, it became. I was pretty frustrated with the fitness industry and like the way it was going, and the people that need the most help don't get helped the most. So that's kind of why I opened a gym like this, where we really focus on maybe an older adult or people that have never worked out before. That's kind of our clientele that we want to help the most, because I believe that that's the clientele that needs the most help. And then most of the gyms around here kind of market towards people like me that love working out, love pushing hard. But the people that get left behind are the people that hate showing up to the gym. That's kind of my clientele that I want to help the most. I think most of the gym industry pushes the grind and no pain, no gain. And if you're not trying hard enough, you're not doing it. And I think that's good in certain aspects of life, but I don't think it's gonna help you become healthier or become happier with your body. And I think it's actually the opposite. That if you push too hard, then your body's gonna fight against you. Your body's the smartest adaptation machine ever created in the whole life. So it's gonna get very smart and very good at like almost surviving. So if you're not healthy, you're not feeling good, you're not gonna come enjoy it. You're almost like self sabotage and not going to the gym or not eating healthy. But if you enjoy something and you like coming to it and you enjoy eating healthy, then I guarantee you're gonna do it a lot longer. I knew I wanted to create something different when I actually interned, and me and that, let's say my boss, had a falling out, and we just thought two different ways. He wanted to push super hard and no pain, no gain, and I saw all of my clients not like progressing or hating the gym or didn't like coming in, so we kind of left, and I opened my own gym. Then I got introduced into the Greenlight franchise, and it's not that I didn't care, but I think they didn't know what they didn't know that I think this niche is going to be kind of the future of fitness of helping the people that don't like this, don't like working out. It could go both ways. I really enjoy seeing people enjoy working out. It makes me feel goes back to the football thing. It makes me feel wanted, like I have a purpose here, and I think that makes me push even harder to almost diagnose and fix people's puzzles that they haven't been able to fix their whole life since they're little kids. I think that's really enjoyable for me. It's always something new with clients. It makes it really fun. Foundation fit means to me that you can't build a pyramid, you can't build a house, you can't build anything without a really good foundation. Because we're going to revert back to what we started up or our foundation of anything, especially working out or getting healthier. You're going to revert back to your foundation or your old habits. So if we can establish the best foundation in the world and a really good foundation and really good habits, then when you fall back, it's just going to happen. You have a really good set foundation to kind of move forward. You're not reverting back to the old ways that you used to be. Almost like a deep breath every time you come in, like a sense of cool. I had a super stressful day at work. I'm here. This is kind of my time. This is for me. It's kind of what I want people to feel like right when they come in. High energy to a certain extent. You don't want to like somebody had a really bad day. You don't have super high energy with them. You kind of want to match them where they're at. Then hopefully bring it up as the workout comes along. But a big deep breath of kind of like what I want a feeling to feel like when they come into the gym. A sigh of relief. I tell a lot of my clients the heaviest weight in the gym is going to be that front door. It's super hard. Once you're in here, you're good, but all those thoughts and those imaginations that super long day, I feel tired. And if you know you're gonna get pushed to your limits and you're gonna feel like crap after, you're not gonna want to come. But if you feel good and you have more energy every time you leave, then you're gonna want to come back on the bad days. That's more important than feeling good on the good days. I have a hard time seeing it because I see them 2, 3 times a week. But when they tell me the stories that other people see and they tell me those stories, I think that makes me feel really good. Or they tell me where their pants are feeling better, or this is the strongest they felt in their life. I think that's really awesome to see and feel. Again, it reinforces that we're doing a good job in here. If we weren't getting any of those stories, that's not good. That's not good at all. I think the biggest thing is meeting a client where they're at, maybe mentally and physically, finding their point A, and really having a deep dive on to figure out what the real point B is. Because clients will come in, maybe even subconsciously, they think they're going to give me these answers that I want to hear. Like, I want to lose 50 pounds or I want to fit in clothes. Well, what I want to know is why. Like, why does that matter to you? Majority of the time, it's because they want to feel strong as they get older. They want to be able to do stuff. They want to be able to garden. They want to be able to knit. And finding that is way more important than trying to figure out what pant size you want to wear. Of course, that's still cool, but understanding where your point A and point B is very important for me in the gym to really tailor the program nutrition wise or mentality wise and to figuring out okay this is the best step for you and really understanding the best you can human behavior behind a lot of this. Some people want to be pushed hard and having a when they fall back a very black and white conversation like hey kind of get your shit together, right? And some people want to be almost not even babied but talked down like hey it's a rough day, okay let's come back a little bit and let's move on to the next week. Let's find something important. It's very human behavior in here, trying to figure out what each client thrives on and what they don't like. And we have that interview in the beginning of how do you want to be coached? What's the best way that you get progress? Is it very black and white, being kind of like a drill sergeant to an extent, or it's like being like a mother and being very understanding and trying to have those conversations with client are very important to have. Everybody's so different. I would even say a client has to be fully committed or doesn't even have to be fully ready. I think it's my job to pull out and to show them, hey, this is what your life looks like if you don't change. This is what it looks like if you do change. And trying to show them that you don't have to be 100% in. You don't have to be 100% committed. You just kind of show up. And the assessment's more looking at what can their body kind of handle, what's the range of motion, what do they feel more comfortable at? Because that's going to be a huge thing. If I know they can go deeper, but if mentally they have a mental block that they can't go deeper, then okay, well, we'll start there, then build the confidence to go deeper, like in the squat or whatever. The biggest thing is finding out mentally where their block's at, maybe nutrition wise, maybe working out wise, because that's going to be more important than knowing what I know they can do, but really trying to take the blocks at what they can do. It's majority of the time what I do in the assessment. Just trying to be very understanding. Don't push it. You don't need to. Meet them where they're at and kind of go from there and build a confidence. It's gonna be the biggest thing for confidence is building them up. I think it comes back to communication. Most people want to be better and want to be good and want to be healthy, but maybe you're just not the best at explaining it or communicating to it why this is going to help you get to that. I think that's a huge miscommunication between clients and trainers. Like I take responsibility for almost everything, maybe to a fault. I beat myself up. Why didn't this client get this? I try to have like a mental dialogue, like maybe it was their food, maybe it was their sleep, maybe it was all this stuff that we try to look at and try to change. Like just, hey, you didn't try hard enough. That doesn't work. I think motivation is good. I think there's two motivations you can tap into. It's like a push and a pull. Like there was a huge study where they put this cat in this big tube and it put like a piece of cheese in front of it. So it had like a device in the back of its tail. See how hard it can push, right? Or pull the device. And pulled pretty hard, right? But then let's say it put something dangerous behind it and it pulled way harder. So trying to understand where people are at starting at, it could be from a deep insecurity, trying to find that motivation and eventually getting out of that. But I think in the beginning, if you're starting your workout, use what you got. Like if you have deep insecurities that you don't like the way you look, use it. Eventually down the road, we'll work on self love. And but the worst you want to do is trying to beat yourself up why you don't love yourself in the beginning, and that's the only motivation you need when it's not. You use what you got at the moment and push and try to find motivation. But motivation only lasts so long that you need not even discipline either, because you don't want to white knuckle through any of this either. You want to create systems that work on your worst days of your life. So I really try to have clients create a game plan for the bad days. Okay, these are the three steps that if you do this on your worst day, we're still going in the right direction. Anything above that, that's awesome. But you have to plan for the super, super bad days where you didn't get any sleep, your kids are crazy, work's crazy. What can you do in that moment to push you to the goals that you want to have? And that's going to be more important than motivation or discipline, is finding those days, finding that goal. And it really comes back to understanding your clients. I have clients that want to push really hard. If they don't, they didn't feel like it was a good workout, so they won't feel maybe motivated to come back. But there's clients that like just want to feel good, a lot of stretching, a lot of mobility, and that's what makes them come back. So it's really understanding what would make comes back from the behavior standpoint, really trying to understand the clients on what makes them come on a bad day and trying to create a program around that. So everything's almost around behavior, making people consistent, because that's gonna be the biggest thing. If you have the worst program in the world, but you do it super consistent, that's gonna outweigh somebody that has the best program and it's like up and down. So it's trying to find what would make people consistent. Maybe it's the music that people like. That's a huge thing that I have to struggle with all the time is finding the best music for that clientele in that hour. It's finding as many things to keep people consistent as possible. Introducing people into other people, having parties. So it's more of a friend group and trying to than just working out at a random people. So finding as many things that we can make people consistent as possible is a huge thing that we try to focus on here. It comes back to reading the room. Like I have a lot of ladies in the morning that need to get in and out. They don't want to have conversations, right? And understanding that. And there's some people in the afternoon that just want to kind of bullshit, have fun, and talk while they're working out. It's very got to be chameleon in here and be very understanding that not each personality can be exactly the same. That's what makes it fun. Makes my life a lot more fun. I think I'm a very quiet person, super quiet. I rarely talk. Like when I first started training, I didn't talk at all. I just watched people. And so I slowly had to become more like outgoing and having conversations, which I still try to work on to this day. So I think outgoing is good to not have fear behind that and talking to strangers. I think it's very huge. Music I like kind of depends, kind of what mood I am. Like everything, country, rap, everything. I think if I wasn't like that, I wouldn't be as good of a trainer as I am now with being able to read the room and being able to read people's emotions and try to understand them. And if I was loud, and I think I'll be more about myself instead of now. I was a very quiet kid growing up, never talked. I still don't to this day. But I think it helps me become a better person in the gym, trying to understand everybody. I think we how long we've been trying to do this interview. I don't want this gym to be about me. I really don't. I don't care. If I didn't have to do this interview, I probably wouldn't. If I didn't have to be on social media, I probably wouldn't. Because it's just not about me. It's about the clients, helping the clients get better and get stronger and feel good about themselves. I'm just the shepherd trying to lead them. I think for me personally, which I think for a lot of like high achieving people, it comes from a deep level of insecurity that I'm not enough, that I want to be enough. It's going to be the biggest thing that drives me, right? That's what drives me all day long. So I'm not enough. I need to be better. I have the same thoughts all day long. I'm not doing enough. I didn't help this person enough. You didn't communicate better enough. That's all that's in my head 24/7. A lot of it's insecurity, which I think a lot of people live off of. It'll burn out one day for me, hopefully, when I have like a family and stuff like that. But right now, I think that's what's motivating me the most to help people. I think it comes from not having a father in my life. I think my dad left when I was 6. My mom did the best she could, but I think every young boy needs somebody to look up to, somebody to want to be. So I grew up, it's called reverse role models. So I had a lot of men or a lot of people I didn't want to be. I kind of looked at them as like, so I never drank, I never smoked. I didn't want to be like them. In my mind, I'm like, they're kind of losers, which is very mean, right? They're people, you're human beings. But in my head, I'm like, I don't think that's right. So I have this like deep level of being less like people than being like somebody that I look up to. I don't think I've ever had anybody that I truly look up to. Like, I want to have his life. I want to have her life. It's just more of like, I don't want to be like you, kind of thing, right? And I think that's what drives me the most. But I do think it comes back to, I think about it all the time. I wish I had a father to show me how to shave, or show me how to play football, or show me how to work out, or show me how to build a boat like I'm doing. I didn't have any of that. I didn't grow up with that, so I had to figure a lot out on my own. I think that's why I I thrive so good by myself, because I've had to figure it out. Obviously, my mom tried her best, but it's different. A mother and a son's different than a father and a son. So I think that's what motivates me, or whatever drives me the most. I think I was so young, and me and my mom's relationship was so good that I didn't have that feeling of like, oh dang, I'm waiting by the door for my dad. I don't, and I think I'm a better person because he wasn't in my life. Not saying he was a super bad guy, but I wouldn't have the drive or the insecurity to help the people I want to help, or the passion that I have, if I had a really good role model, or if I didn't have this insecurity because he left. I don't think I would be pushing as hard as I do on a day-to-day basis. So I think it's a positive way of looking at it. Again, I think most people try to be good people, and I think most people try their best. So I don't have any anger towards him leaving. He probably had a lot of trauma he's never dealt with in his life, and that's what made him do the actions he had. And I don't think it helps me to be mad at him, or regret anything, or, "Oh, I wish you were in my life. I hate you now." It kind of is what it is. I don't hate anybody, because then it kind of eats at me. They have the power over me if I blame them. I think wherever you point the blame finger is who has the power. If I take responsibility for everything, then I can make the change and I can take the action to be the life that I want to have. And maybe that pushed me too hard. Maybe I should have had more fun as a kid. Maybe I should have drank. Maybe I don't know. I like the life I live now. I have friends that I enjoy. I don't know. I think it's very called like Monday quarterbacking. Like at the end of the day, oh, you should have done this. You should have done that. You should have done this. You didn't know. I think most people tried their best with the trauma they lived and the experience they had to make good decisions. I don't think most people do bad stuff on purpose. There's still bad people out there, but I think most people try their best. So it's not my place to tell them or to show them that they fucked up. That's not my place, right? It's my place to take responsibility for the life I was given and the choices that I had to make. That's on me. had to take full. You have to take full responsibility for your life. I still think it comes back to insecurities that I didn't want to be a loser. I don't like not being good at stuff. Like I really enjoy being good at anything, and I get super frustrated if I'm not, which is kind of dumb at times. But I like being good at stuff, and I found that if you drink on the weekends, if you smoke on the weekends, I wouldn't be as good at sports as I was, or be good at whatever. So I don't think it's smart to do that because I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be really good at stuff. Again, probably from insecurity that I want to be wanted, but it got me to where I am now. So I don't think it's bad. It can be very beneficial. I still think there's a lot of hard work you have to do. A lot of my clients, I have like maybe 8 or 9 clients that do it, and they still push really hard, which is awesome. And I think if it helps you go in the right direction, then you should do it. You should be smart about it. Why beat yourself up because you're not doing it the hard way? That doesn't make any sense. Like if the goal is to lose 30 pounds on one path, take GLP-1, be healthy, be strong, and it's a lot easier, quote unquote, or training yourself to a treadmill and losing 30 pounds like that, why not take the smarter, easier way? It doesn't make sense to me. But if you are not changing the way you eat, not changing your new habits, you're gonna gain it all back. GLP-1 is just like the gastric bypass, right? All of those things they work. Every single diet works, but if you're not smart with it or changing your behavior and changing your habits, it's gonna come back. It's just how it is. It's gonna come back. But I think people are insecure to tell people they're on it because it's cheating. I hear that a lot, right? Or they didn't try hard enough that the drug helped them so much. But if you're gonna be on it, right? But do the actions behind it that are required to keep the weight off. So I'm a fan of it if you're doing it a smart way. I think people work really hard in their daily life and they spend money with me, they should get more value than the money they spend. So I look at that all the time. Like, let's say from my standpoint, my mom, a single mom, worked really hard, and she's spending XYZ for a trainer, and they kind of suck. That's super frustrating. I think you should get more value than you pay in here, and I think the goal is to keep going up and keep going up because I think people deserve it. I think people deserve to have a white glove experience or a high level experience for the money they pay. I have this very dark way to have a good day every day. So I think about the worst thing that could ever happen in my life. Probably my mom passing away. That's gonna be the worst day of my life. So if anything, not that, then I'm gonna have a really good day. So that's why I have a pretty good day every single day because it's not that day yet. I trace off social media. People ask me political questions. I know absolutely nothing because then I can't get wrapped on any of it because I can't control a lot of stuff that's happening around. So me thinking about it, me planning for, or me whatever, it doesn't help me today. I want to have a good day today. And thinking about all the negative stuff that we see all day long, it's not gonna help. That comes back from music. I have a certain playlist or certain videos I like to watch that kind of keeps me level headed or motivated to come and train people because it could get exhausting a certain day. So like certain stuff that I do to kind of keep me at a high level of keeping people here. Because at the end of the day, let's say I train from 7 a.m. to like 7 p.m. The 7 p.m. class is the first time they're going to see me. But that's like my 30th client. They deserve what the energy they got in the first hour. So I think about that all the time too. That's the first time they're going to see me. That impression is going to be huge on them. They had a super stressful day at work, and you come in and the guy's like dead, not energized, doesn't want to see you. That's not good. You're not going to want to stay. I think about all that stuff all the time. I don't. I don't have balance at all. When me and my girlfriend Skylar got together, I told her from the beginning, a very like first couple weeks started dating. I told her my clients and my work comes first in this moment, in this season of our life. It's going to get us to where we want to be really faster than like trying to find balance. And she understood that. That's why I love her so much, because she lets me be me. She lets me push really hard and work long hours without making me feel bad that we don't go out, we don't do all this stuff, because she understands there's a bigger picture behind this. And I think if more people in their 20s pushed harder towards their goals, they'd be a lot happier in their life longer the road. But it's hard. It's very hard not taking weekends off or any of this. But I was kind of engraved. I think I don't think I had a summer off since I was 6. So I played so many sports. So this is kind of what I do all weekend long. Played sports. I'm just kind of used to it. So I don't have a balance, and I don't. I think people burn out because life makes you forget why you do what you do. And I see what I do, why I do what I do every day. I see clients getting better and stronger, so that just reinforces why I push so hard. Or I see my mom. I talk to mom 4 times a day, probably on the phone. So it just kind of reinforces why I do what I do. I think people think about themselves too much, and they need to think about the bigger picture, like who's around them and why are they doing stuff. I don't think they would burn out. People told me I was going to burn out since I was 18, probably younger, but I haven't, because I enjoy what I do. It's my decisions. Nobody's telling me what to do, like a boss or anything like that. And I think that's why I can push so hard and not have balance. I think balance is very cliche nowadays. And to a certain extent, like, it's not going to be forever. Probably I'm going to have kids. I'm not going to be able to be here 24/7. So why not use the energy I have while I'm young and the time I have while I'm young to push to the limit? Then kind of come back when I have more things set up. I think it comes back to the assessment and trying to dive deep onto the blocks they had around food. Maybe it's a belief. Maybe it's somebody else's belief that a lot of the time it's their parents instill their own beliefs into their kids on food should be this, or you should diet like that, you should look like this. So trying to unblock that for clients is very huge. Like I said in the beginning, I think every diet works, but if you can't stick to it, then it doesn't work. So, like fasting, that works really good for you. And it's trying to find stuff that works for you now in your life and your lifestyle is going to be a lot better than trying to white knuckle through tracking calories or keto or all that stuff. It's very important to meet a client where it's at, like in everything in here, and understanding what's the blocks that's holding them back. Because again, most people, 99% of people know what they should do, but it's why aren't they doing it? Why aren't they consistent at it? Is way more important than telling them, hey, your calories are this, your macros are this, you should be eating this, you should be doing that. It's just going to go in one ear and out the other. It's trying to figure out why can't you be consistent with it. We live in an age where information's free. Like you can use ChatGPT and get a better plan than I will ever give you, but you're not going to stick to it. Why not? You're not going to believe that it's going to get you to where it goes. Why not? What are those beliefs behind it? What kind of accountability do you need behind it? That's a big thing. Is like, how do you want to have those conversations when you're falling behind? What does that look like for you? What kind of accountability do you need? Do you need a text message every time you eat dinner? Do you need to send pictures to me so I can look at them? Like, what does that look like? Is way more important than telling somebody macros or follow this diet. All comes back to behavior. The fear you are feeling is real. I think personally, I think people do judge people in the gym. I think it's true. But the feelings you feel right now are a sign that you are going to get very uncomfortable. But at the end of that, you're going to be the person you want to become. But the feelings you're feeling right now are normal. Like you shouldn't avoid the feelings you're having. You should kind of embrace them. Like if we were comfortable all the time, we wouldn't have the life we want. You kind of have to get uncomfortable to achieve and become who you want to become. So the feelings you have right now, completely okay. It is not completely okay to live behind fear and think your feelings are everything, because they're not. Yeah. Yeah, she's a savage. She never complains. Just gets it done. Works really really hard. Always gave me stuff probably that she didn't have the money for. Every time I asked for something, she would try her best to get it. Or like, oh, put it on layaway or that kind of stuff. But she figured it out, and I think that's what was really engraved in me, figuring it out. One of my favorite quotes that I want to get tattooed on me one day is, "Did you settle, or did you try to move mountains to get what you wanted to get?" And I think most people settle, and they don't try the absolute no questions asked. I push it to the limit. I have no stones unturned to get to where I want to get to. And I think she does that on a day-to-day basis. She figures it out. She kind of had to. She had to grow up like that. And one of the stories that always stuck with me is my father got murdered on his motorcycle, 21 or 22 on Neil Road coming to Paradise. And that was the love of her life. So she lost everything. She lost like 30, 40 pounds. And a lot of people try to give her, she's like me, she's never smoked before, try to give her like alcohol or medication to or smoking stuff to kind of numb it or to kind of help her sleep. And the one thing that sticks with me all the time is like, she told everybody she wanted to feel it. She wanted to embrace it and feel this pain. I'm like, Jesus, I don't know if I could do that, but that really instilled in me that you kind of push through a lot of this stuff, and to feel the emotions that she's feeling is it was crazy. Like I tell you, she's a complete savage. Yeah, we were super close. That's why I got this tatted on me. So this tattoo says, "My wish for you to continue to climb, continue to shine, and continue to the marathon." So the marathon's from Nipsey Hussle. The marathon continues. So that was the last text message he sent to me on my birthday. So that's his initials right there. Yeah, that's why I got it tattooed on me. Yeah, I think the gym usually helps me. Working helps me for sure, and I think the ability to handle my emotions really good. Like me and my mom have this joke that if you cry in the shower, nobody can know you're crying. That's a big one, right? Nobody would know. So I think just me growing up kind of by myself and figuring out stuff by myself, I can internalize a lot of stuff and have conversations with myself, and it kind of helps me a lot to handle emotions or hard times. Is the ability to have a conversation with myself. I'm not a big believer in religion, so I never believed in any of that. I kind of believe that this is it. I got one life at this. I got one shot. It doesn't help me to be sad all the time or to let in my emotions run my life. It doesn't help me achieve that I want to achieve. And my stepdad wouldn't want me to be crying about any of that. He loved motorcycles. He died what he loved. So I doesn't it doesn't benefit me at all to kind of be sad all the time. That doesn't help me. And I think I try to tailor my whole life around things that will help me get my goal. I'm asleep by 9 o'clock every night. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't go out on Sundays. I don't do anything that won't help me become the person I know I can become. So feeling my emotions or feeling sad or crying or that doesn't help me. He's gone. I think instilling that from my mother, she kind of lived the same way. That doesn't help me. And maybe like that's just my protective mechanism since I was a little kid. I don't know, but it helps me. There's probably times to this day where I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I wish I had that father that told me, oh, I'm proud of you, or stuff like that. Like it's gonna work out. But I think my drive is I'm more potent nowadays. That I don't know if I'm gonna make it for sure. That it pushes me harder, which hard to say if it's good or bad. Like what's good or bad? Somebody's opinion. I think the gym should be fun. You should enjoy it. You should look forward to it. If you hate coming to the gym, you won't do it forever. That's the goal for all this. It's not a quick fix anymore. You got to be healthy for the rest of your life. And you 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 should enjoy the process. A majority of this, it shouldn't be white knuckling through any of this. There's gonna be times and places where you're gonna have to push a little harder, have some discipline for sure. But if you're relying on motivation and relying on discipline through any of this, it's going to be very hard to be consistent. And that's going to be the biggest thing for any of this is just finding something you enjoy to do. If that's not lifting weights, then that's not lifting weights. If that's Pilates, if that's doing hikes all the time, it's really finding stuff that you enjoy, that you feel like is going to help you to achieve what you want to achieve. That's going to be more beneficial than the perfect workout or the perfect nutrition plan that you hate doing because you won't do it.